you, Carlo, in particular, and everyone here for allowing me to share this presentation with you. I'm calling from Lisbon. It's 5 o'clock, so it's already evening in most of the places, except as far as I saw from those in South America. So it's evening everywhere. I'm going to be very fast on this topic. This is actually, this paper has been around, has been discussed with the journal for some time. And it's a survey on these topics of complexity, design, and culture, trying to bring together the relations between these topics. It is something that that puzzled me, not only in my work, but in a lot of work of colleagues. So I decided to address this topic. I'm going to show you here first the motivation for this work. So we have digital technologies. Myself, I'm a computer science professor working in human computer development for a lot of years. But they are the background of modern societies, and they deal with more and more complex problems. And you see the problems are really becoming complex, and we have this example here of how we had to reshape our meetings and conferences and so on. So one of the points is trying to place the design of digital experiences in the scope for digital experiences, in the scope of complexity and complex problem solving, reviewing all the literature on those topics and trying to link with concepts of design. And then also address the problem of digital artifacts design in the context of culturally heterogeneous perspectives, because that's what's happening nowadays. So how do designers tackle the complex problem of creating digital experiences in culturally diverse communities? That's the point. I'm just going to show you the pictures because pictures are not in the paper. The paper is an extensive survey with a lot of references. But you have coming from the complexity world models to represent phenomena that are considered complex. You see here a net logo interface, a causal map that is actually trying to explain, if it explains, trying to describe the COVID pandemic from last year. And you have here very early examples of micro worlds and relations that were addressed in the domain of complex problem solving. So these approaches help you to understand complex problems. From the understanding, you have these design thinking steps: empathize, define, ideate, prototype, and test. But from in the beginning, you have to understand this type of problem. So you can recur to the concepts of complexity and complex problem solving. What am I talking about here? Just to be very brief. All these digital systems that you see today, they are actually a reflection of a complex system. You see this sustainability-inspired browser, Ecosia, that plants a tree when you use it. You see the payment systems in Africa that were surprisingly effective because of the complex processes that were behind it. You see the social control in China, which is also a complex problem. The COVID contact tracing has been a story in themselves in all the countries, and even the simple, so to say, immunization information systems that we are now all witnessing. I don't know if you are all expecting SMSs from these systems now, but that's what is happening here in Portugal. So they have a lot of complexity behind. And that's what I'm trying to align or at least relate in the paper. Also, all these systems are now built all over the world. We had this tradition, at least in my generation, that most of the technology was designed and invented actually around California. Okay, all the databases, all the networks, all the interfaces, all the computers, all the operating systems, even the early social networks were coming from there. But now it's not the case. So we have to take into account what is the impact of culture and the variations that we see in culture, both cultural attitudes or even cultural cognitive biases in the process of design and in the artifacts that you build. And so In the end, I open a number of questions to try to explore more detailed topics like discover and explore complexities. How do we do it? Which representations of complexity are better, useful? How are they looked upon? How can we generate this kind of pervasive abduction, even from students, from designers everywhere? How can we prototype for this wide open complexity, not only the artifacts, but the process themselves, and how do we cope with cultural variations? This is the couple of flavors that are in the paper that, of course, much more academic and scholastic than this presentation. Thank you very much.